beautiful, absolutely beautiful. On the weekly charts, it started down here on a strong bullish candle, a little bit of a pattern, an iffish break, and then it just starts keep pushing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another trading day, and today I'll be looking at cryptocurrencies again that's not able to find its footing. Is still no clear-cut direction. Although Bitcoin is pushing, the rest of the markets doesn't look that great. We've got some good patterns forming and some nice runs on Bitcoin Cash for argument's sake, but the rest of the markets are not doing that well. If you look at Bitcoin, you can see it's still holding those all-time highs. It broke the all-time high there, tested it there for the second time, and then again for the third time. So very difficult to clear-cut or clearly say that this is going to fly. If you look at the daily charts, nice channel forming right at those highs. But for that, we're going to need a retest back yet below $100,000. So that would not be ideal for us. So even if I look at this here, the worrisome part is that the market keeps rejecting those highs. That shows me that the bulls are not ready to go into the next big bull run. We're all expecting a 125, 150, $200,000, but they're not ready yet. And I think it's the whole Israel story, the tariff story. I think you remember the markets don't like when things are not clear cut. They want to be sure about things in the world. And at this stage, there's a lot of uncertainty, and market doesn't like that. So now it's the fifth week now. It broke there 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one was the breaking week with battles to go through those highs. So let's see. We will still see by the close of this week, but at this stage we see small real bodies, which is not bearish. Could be the bull run, consolidation, bulls are resting, and then the break up the page. Ethereum rejecting those highs. This is the one that started to look really, really good. Look at this weekly chart last week. Long upper shadow, market rejecting those highs. Daily's forming a very bearish pattern. In fact, you know, this is not, although we start to see rising tops and slightly rising bottoms. Yeah, in the short term, that's still bullish. But this doesn't mean that the bulls are in control at this stage. So this candle definitely worrying me on Ethereum. Solana retracing, did cut through all the levels I was looking at, retracing, and this could even come back as low as the 61% levels, which is 130. Although we're finding support for 2 weeks now at the 50 Fibonacci levels, so we need one good strong candle pattern from here confirming the structure here. You can see this little double bottom I've showed you, that structure there. Market broke clearly above it, coming down towards it on small real bodies. So it's definitely not bearish, but the bulls are not stepping in. I need the bulls to step in there and to start to buy it up there, confirming that historical level, that structure there. Before we continue, thank you for today's sponsor, Inkasu. Do you struggle with customer queries that takes up all your time? Contact Inkasu to help transform your website customer focus with an integrated AI staff member. For more info, check out the link in the description. XRP, very nice, very nice. We got the big pattern. It bounced right off the 61% on the weekly charts of this last directional swing, and the break was quite solid, but immediately gave up. Trying to retest. If you look at the daily charts, the falling trend line, we saw the break, the retest, and then the reversal. Daily still bearish. You can see the slope direction line. They just tell us still a bearish picture. Not picking up speed. Great candle yesterday, fading immediately. So the bulls need to step in to confirm these patterns. They stepped in there, but now they sit on the sideline, it seems. So not much there. XLM consolidating. We saw those beautiful patterns. This one unfortunately went 78%, so that means a weaker market. But still, on the daily charts, channel forming, we need the breakouts before we can say that the bulls are in control. Not bearish. We see the long whites, the small blacks, so it's still bullish. This is a retracement, but the market not sure what it wants to do. Look at this Bitcoin Cash. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. On the weekly charts, it started down here on a strong bullish candle, a little bit of a pattern, an iffish break, and then it just starts keep pushing. And it's really the top performer at this stage, and looking really good last week. Look at that beautiful candle there. Dailies doesn't give us much direction. It doesn't give us, you know, you could mark little triangles like this if you want to and play with this, but it doesn't help us that much. The weekly candle is the one that I like a lot. That looks great. And then chain link really battles. I had this line here, which was fine, but it was only tested twice, so it wasn't that strong. And you can see how it's just walking the line down the page. And now I'm moving it there. And so, right, we've got now 1, 2, 3 tests. So the breakout, this is what I'm looking at on the weekly charts. For that, the bulls need to step in, but the double bottoming play didn't held on to that intermediate high of the double bottom, so that structure wasn't holding. So anything possible here now. We can see retracements back to these levels here. We can even go down as far as this. But for us, the coup de grace would be the breakout of that downsloping trend line. Polka dot retesting the strong level. We saw the strong bounce and just fading. The nice thing is we did see along white, and the blacks are getting smaller, the bearish candles. So we are testing. We need within the next week or two a strong bounce, else we might move below and keep dropping. Dogecoin completely just disappointing. We had the pattern, we have, you know, strong break and just fading. The black candles are not looking good, so Dogecoin at this stage not looking good. So I think we could see a retest of these lows here. That's the feeling I get in Dogecoin. Bulls not very convinced about the bullishness here, so I think we should see a retest there over the next couple of weeks, unless we can get Bitcoin and those bigger cryptocurrencies started putting it up. But I think Dogecoin at this stage, it's not a buying opportunity at all. We're going to need to see a retest. We need structure to last. We need the bulls to confirm. Uniswap started to look okay last week and then just faded over the weekend on a long upper shadow. Bulls not convincing. Yeah, very convincing, but then there's just long upper shadow, small body, and I had high hopes for this one last week and then faded. So let's see, it keeps pushing, it doesn't look all bad, but at this stage there's no patterns, there's nothing that really makes me excited about this. But guys, trading isn't just about my insights. Please follow the comments below this video. You can support this channel by checking out all the links in the description. Thank you for joining me today on this trading journey. Remember that trading carries risks, so don't forget to trade responsibly and never ever trade with money you cannot afford to lose. I can't wait to see my next video. Until then, trade well.